David, it seems every other week or so I'm coming into a company that's acquired or just purchased a Matsuura machine. In this instance, it's the MAM7235V. We're seeing a lot of these hit the deck. How long's this one been here?
So this has actually only been on site for 2 weeks, and it was finished commissioning last Friday, and it's just been set up with the first job today.
What's fascinating about your company is when we came in here an hour or so ago, you said to us that in 2014 you started buying Matsuura machines. It's fair to say there's been some investment in their kit since then, isn't it?
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
So tell us how many you've got.
So we've now got 6, so we've got 3 MAM7235Vs, 2 MX520s and a VX1000.
So what work are you doing here, David?
So quite a varied range of industries really, motorsport, predominantly F1, automotive, and just branching out into a fair bit of aerospace at the moment as well.
It is almost like a showroom in here. It's such a clean working environment.
Yeah.
Is that part of your mantra?
Yes, it is, yeah. So our owner, Brendan, is very driven by the appearance of the building, and you know, it's a really good sales tool for us as well.
Well, it obviously works well. Let's go back to 2014, because you had other machines here in your machine shop, lower cost machines than the Matsuuras. You then stepped up to this level of machinery. What's been the difference?
So accuracy, repeatability, productivity. It's just so many. It's a completely different ball game, really.
And when you look at the two different types of machines that I'm talking, obviously a lower cost machine doing your type of work, you need to get a correct component, but it will cost you less money, but you will be looking for a return from it. When you step up to maybe investing a little bit more in this technology, again, you need a return. Is it measurable? Do you get much more of a return out of this type of investment?
Yeah, you certainly do. I mean, the fact that the machines are palletised for a start, and we're seeing 24-hour running really, which is a huge change. I mean that you're increasing your workflow by threefold really, by from an 8-hour man shift to 24-hour running.
That's on the MAM. So with these machines here, the part of the education for you as well was the fact that originally you thought you had to have high volumes, didn't you?
Yeah, we certainly did. When we first bought the first MAM72, it was for a specific project, which was quite high volume. And once that project finished, we sort of had to change our mindset really. And once you actually buy into the mindset of how to run a MAM72 properly, it's a completely different animal altogether. And
in your opinion then, how is running one properly? What sort of volumes do you need? What type of work do you have to be doing?
It's so varied. You can use them for running high volume, or you can run small multiples of different parts. So you can spend a week proving out 10 different components, even if you've only got to run 2 more of them, and then you run them all over the weekend. So that's kind of where we've changed our mindset with it really.
And from the first part that comes off at the start of the weekend to the last component that comes off, is there any variation in the quality of the component, the tolerances that you're achieving?
I mean, you do get some minor variations in tolerance, obviously, but that's just the nature of what we do. But from the quality point of view, no. As long as the tooling's managed correctly, the first one will be the same as the last one.
So I notice it's not temperature controlled in here, is it?
We do have some evaporative cooling. It's not fully air conditioned, but it does keep the level fairly stable.
But I'm assuming that the compensation, the thermal growth compensation in the machine, works in its favour to make sure you do get the accuracy on the parts.
Yeah, it does work very well indeed, yeah.
And then of course you've got the 32 pallet machine here, which we've spoken about. But what about the MX520? They've done so well with this 5-axis machine, and you're a good example of that. You've got 2 of them here, and what are you doing on those?
So again, you've obviously got the larger capacity with the 520 table, and also it brings into the fold the full simultaneous 5-axis aspect of it, which we use quite regularly on a lot of our components, and it opens up new avenues when you're able to take on that kind of work.
To do your 5-axis simultaneous, you'll need to be using a CAD/CAM system. What do you use?
So we're using Hypermill.
What are the advantages, do you believe, to that software compared to what you were using before, and why did you change to Hypermill?
So we were running 2 systems alongside each other. The general consensus from the operators was it was much more user-friendly. It was just an easier system to use and very powerful as well.
Because the variety of work that you're doing here, you mentioned 5-axis simultaneous, but you're also doing 4, 5-face machining. Is the Hypermill lend itself well to those types of components too?
Yeah, it does. It's very versatile across the board, really, and it's quite modular, so you can buy add-on features for the full simultaneous aspects of it. You don't have to buy the full package up front.
And does it teach you how to machine parts more efficiently? Like, for example, could you pick up a component and go, I'm going to do it like this, or these are the tool paths I'm going to machine, these are the speeds and the feeds, but actually when you put it through Hypermill, it comes out with something completely different, or something more efficient and a faster productive method?
I think there are some aspects to that, but I think generally, obviously, you've still got to have a good level of understanding and a good level of training on the product as well. So. And
that training and support, has that been key to Hypermill's positioning here?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're quite local to us for a start, which is very helpful for when we do need support and we do need help with anything, and they are pretty supportive.
Let's come back to the Matsuuras. It's not just the 520s, you've also got the VX1000. So this is quite a good illustration of a business that's got an entry-level Matsuura machine right up to, like we've spoken about, the MAM already. Why are you practicing using just a 3-axis VMC as well?
It's about putting the right work on the right machine, really. We use it for a lot of pre-ops, rough machining, but also it's a great machine for finishing as well. It maintains its accuracy. It's about putting work on the right machine that's priced at the right level.
And we call it an entry-level machine, and so do they sometimes, but compared to what you've had before, I'd say it's far from.
Yeah, it's far from entry level, I would say.
Let's have the final piece on their support since you started this journey in 2014, David. How has that compared to what you've been used to?
The support level is very good, actually, and we've built a good relationship between the two companies, in all honesty. The fact that we keep buying more and more of their machinery is testament to the support level we get, I believe.
And when this machine came in to when it's up and running, how long would that be on a MAM 72?
So it's quite a long process. It's about a week for the installation, and then again there's a good level of support. We had a week's training if we required it, but because we're already a user, we actually only had a couple of days training. So yeah, the best part of 2 weeks from the moment it arrived to getting it up and running. And
when you buy Matsuura machines, there are always lots of options, extended tool changes, filtration systems. Do you really spec these machines up, measurement, all of those aspects? Do you really go to town?
Reasonably high. There's obviously a level of making sure that you're not over-speccing a machine for the job that you're asking it to do. So we tend to tailor it to suit ourselves, really, but there are quite a number of options on this particular model, yeah.
Because I would imagine the more tools you've got, because you've got pallets, if you are changing jobs reasonably frequently, 30 offs, 40 offs, the more tools you can get in your tool changer, the more advantageous, so you're not changing there as well.
Yeah, of course, and the more versatility you get with the larger number of parts that you can actually have proved out on the machine at the same time. So if we're running a full suite of parts for a particular customer, that might consist of 5, 6, 7 different components that all use different tools. So if you've got a large tool changer, you can have them all proven and running at the same time.
Uptime. Sometimes these machines can run up to 99% spindle continually turning. Is that a big part to you? Are these machines running 24/7? And when they do, are they reliable in achieving the results you need?
As much as possible, we try to run them 24/7, yeah, for sure, and they are very reliable. We can't complain about that at all.
Fair to say 2014 was a big turning point in this company, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. It's fair to say that, yeah.